right, welcome everybody. It is the exciting time. We left 2020 in the dust. It is 2021, and we are here to bring you the first annual, hopefully, Daddy Awards. We are live with Ricky Two Belts.
Yeah, Ricky Two Belts. Would you say first? I hope you mean as in first annual, as in we're doing it again, and not first and only.
Yes, hopefully.
Because I'm not going to be your first and only double champ. This is 2 times now. 2 times, baby.
We're having too much fun here.
Too much. I'm too legit. Hi!
We are
Hi,
live
cameo.
with the provincial champion, T.Y. Jackson.
Hola.
And Blake something or other.
Why, hello there, you leeches of joy, you detriments to my quality of life, and you destroyers of happiness. I am not happy to be here, and I hate you all.
Coming to you
well
live
said.
from your parents' basement, it is Blake Cannon.
So, how long into the show is it before we start getting the Blake shut the fuck up texts?
I imagine... I have no idea.
I'll text him right now.
Don't text me.
So, I don't have the award sheet in front of us. Who wants to steer this Titanic into the iceberg and get this going?
I am the most prepared for once for this podcast. I am. For those of you who don't get this visually, who download this later sometime in the future, your double champ takes care of you. He wants to be as presentable as possible. I'm suited up. I'm looking nice. It's an awards show. No, you don't get to interrupt me.
I thought you were going, this double champion takes care of his body while grabbing the coke and...
That's a lie. We all know it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm some people's worst nightmare, and I can live with that.
Speaking of the entire point of this goddamn episode, have any of us actually mentioned what we're doing here today yet?
I mean, the Dadbod Squad Twitter has been posting about it all day.
Yes.
I don't know who's doing that.
So,
I mean, since we started this episode.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a lot of polls going on.
Yeah.
My moderator is working double time here. I think I owe him a pizza or something.
Tell him he's got a Twisted Tea in the mail.
Yeah. Or a thank you.
Twisted Tea in the mail. I just won't deliver it by hand because that ends poorly for everyone.
So we're going to have a whole bunch of categories. They were all posted on the Dadbot Squad _pod Twitter.
A chunk of them anyway. I don't think we got to them all.
We are going to go about. We're going to give our nominations, and in lieu of hot takes, you're going to decide who the winners are. This is somewhat kind of people's choice, fans' choice, but we kind of give you options so it just doesn't go wild. With that said,
I do not want you all involved.
The person with the most nominated winners will get that hot takes title on Rick Jewell's left shoulder.
That is definitely not the NXT North American Championship.
No.
Definitely not. We've
Absolutely
established
not.
this.
100% not.
What's in NXT?
Yeah, what is
a North America?
Yeah. Does North America even exist?
Nah. It's just America.
It's all a construct.
All right,
It's all a
no
construct.
conspiracy theories. All right, let's start this.
It's all a construct.
Just go on the
It's a
road.
man-made construct, just like time.
All right, so what are we kicking it off with here?
Do we want to kick it off in the order we presented it, or like because we got
It might as well.
No, in
All right.
completely random order.
just a completely random order?
Like
We'll just
completely random.
'Cause we've
and
got a
we'll
list.
probably
Okay.
forget about one of them.
No. Okay, so I've got them all right in front of me because again, I'm prepared. I have all my winners. I have all of everything. It's ready to go. You're just gonna. I have a feeling some of
totally
you are
not
just
winning
pulling
me
winners
this
off the
right
top of your head.
Oh yeah, they're all
Crowder
right
here.
here. They're all right in the memory bank here.
He's gonna think of, okay, let's start off. We are the least professional wrestling podcast, so we're gonna try to like stay as close to wrestling as possible tonight. I make no promises. First up, what is everybody's since I'm hosting apparently everybody's match of the year? I'm gonna start for me. Below me is T.Y. Jackson. What was your 2020 match of the year?
My 2020 match of the year. I'm gonna say Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in Hell in a Cell.
Ooh,
That's
solid.
I think that it's up there for me.
That was a great match. Not gonna lie, but it was nothing compared to my match of the year. And my match of the year was Sex Ferguson versus Chad Too Bad. Ball for a ball.
Ball for a
That's
ball.
good one,
I'm
too.
talking Shopomania 2.
Oh yeah.
Very good. Mine is from WrestleMania, Undertaker versus AJ Styles, the Boneyard match. I expected nothing and was delivered tremendous work.
My favorite part of that is Crowder might double down on that because there's also a best cinematic match category.
Yeah, spoilers.
Are we actually doing that?
Yeah. All right. For me, out of like I was thinking like long and hard, and I had a couple contenders rise to the top, but for me, it was the Cody and Brody Lee dog collar match of Dynamite.
Yeah.
It was the right amount of like hard hitting, the right amount of storytelling, just everything blended so perfectly. Even Brody Lee going to like fuck around with Leva Bates in the middle of the match, like just it touched on everything I love in pro wrestling. So for me, yeah, Cody, Brody Lee, dog collar, TNT title.
And then like that was a good one because then it all tied in with being the elite at the end, where that was when John Silver finally got like Brody Lee's respect because he was like the only one out there with him.
Yeah, so they tied it all together just beautifully. Like it was good stuff.
All right.
That was we haven't gone off the rails yet.
Not yet. I mean, we're like 5 minutes into the podcast, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we're gonna have
true.
to change
That's true.
that at some point. Anyone here? Has anyone listened to Alex Jones lately?
Who has got? All right, let's. We're gonna go in the opposite direction. I guess Blake's always like piggy in the middle here. Who is everybody's 2020 tag team of the year? PJC.
I am going to go with the Street Profits.
Fuck you.
They always had top quality matches, always held the titles, and they're the good, new, young, awesome tag team.
And they got that big win over the New Day too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say Street Profits too.
We'll double back if you've got another answer because I'll pass it off to TY.
Yeah,
Unless
pass
he
it off to
also.
Yeah, I was gonna say Street Profits as well. So.
All right. Well, everybody else considers it. Nothing about this should surprise anyone because my tag team of the year is the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and All Ego, Ethan Page, the North.
And just like we were discussing off stream, we are able to double down on picks for tag teams if so desired.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So for me, I don't know. They had an outstanding end of 2019 all the way until 2020, even recently going into this breakup angle. They were having killer matches with killer tag teams. And the only reason for me they edge out the Street Profits is I feel like they had a broader spectrum of tag teams to work with, and we're always putting on quality matches with a bigger pool to work with. And Val approves. I knew I had a feeling that was coming.
I have a great one too now. I have my runner-up tag team. They were an iconic tag team this year, and they really set the bar for tag team wrestling. And that is, fuck, I'm already laughing.
Oh God,
already
damn it!
broke.
I swear to God, if you say Retribution here,
No. Although that's a good idea.
I know where he's going with this.
I was gonna say Rory Fox and Rim Job.
There we go.
Yeah. I feel like all of Blake's picks are just from Talking Shopomania 1 and 2.
the only show Blake watched this year was
Yeah, that
Talking
was it.
Shopomania.
entirety.
Crowder and I watched more wrestling than Blake this year.
Yeah.
TY going with Street Profits?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Street Profits.
You
as
and
well.
Crowder are gonna
Yeah.
hold the fort
We're
there
gonna
on
double
Street.
down on that
Yeah.
one.
For me, it was almost Street Profits. Like they're on my list.
It's hard to like. I'm pretty sure they were tag champs like all throughout 2020. Were they not?
On both brands too, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
mind you, they like the Raw tag team title ended, but it was still got like they immediately got the SmackDown
Yeah,
tag
like
title,
they
so.
just lost the tag titles on SmackDown, but they've been holding titles like all year.
Right, and like New Day is always great. So I mean, they're always like a contender in that list. But it just, I don't know, it wasn't the breakup with Big E. Like it just wasn't their year. Now they're kind of like trying to find their footing separate from each other, and I don't know.
Like New Day, in my opinion, is like a contender for tag team in history.
Yeah, the tag team of all
like
time.
career tag teams for sure.
Like,
So,
and if
sure.
you want to go like, kayfabe wise, Street Profits beat the New Day, so
That's true. So they're the best.
Yeah.
To be the man, you got to beat the man. To be
Yeah.
the tag team, you got to beat the tag team, right? That's how it should go. Okay, who have you guys got? I'll actually start with Blake for once, because why not? Blake, what was your weekly TV show of the year of 2020? Which I guess technically, when we came up with this, it didn't have to be wrestling. It was literally just weekly TV show.
yeah, so Simpsons.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to pick SmackDown, but I am going to pick Dynamite, mainly because I feel like AEW really adapted to the crowdless shows a lot better and a lot faster than WWE did.
Mhm.
So that's my reason.
Cool.
I picked Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Like if we're talking about like the best weekly show out of like the past like couple months, I'd say SmackDown. But all year, I'd say Dynamite.
I just have to acknowledge Mrs. Crowder pointing out how dapper I'm looking this evening, and I know how to dress for an awards show. I'm the fancy of this tag team.
Yeah, that was my first serious answer this entire show.
And if I had an
it's
actual
Mrs.
award
Jules. I was so used to Mrs. Crowder popping up in the last stream chirping Crowder that like I half read because I'm looking at you mugs.
she doesn't even go into my stream. Like, what is this?
No, it is actually the future Mrs. Jules, and I apologize because I thought she was relaxing and having a girls' night, and it's nice of her to stop by.
Jules does
And
well in like the
I'm a
female
troll.
demographic here.
Apparently,
Yeah, you got Mrs. Crowder, you got
it's not
Mrs.
even that.
Jules,
It's the
and you got
wives
Val
demographic.
Pancakes.
It's the wives demographic.
Yeah.
That's what I've got. It's a very oddly specific demographic that doesn't affect TY or Blake.
Oh, and
At
now
all.
Mrs. Crowder is popped up back in Crowder's stream.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. There we go. The missus giving the responses there.
All right, TY, what do
Saving
you
my
got?
skin.
So I have a question. So does it have to be a wrestling show, or can it be a wrestling related?
Anything,
It's
bro.
as long as it's weekly TV.
I'm
As long
gonna
as
say
it's
being the
weekly TV.
elite then.
Being the elite.
Yeah, I
Nice.
think BTV.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the one thing that AEW has over WWE is just the freedom they get to make content, and like they make these storylines make so much sense, and people can continue their storylines off camera as well. So I'm gonna say being the elite.
There we go.
Being the elite is fairly solid. Do you want me to take over so I'm not always going last there, Crowder?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You guys know my answer. You guys, I talk about it every week. It was Impact. It was Impact. It was every week. I don't know. I felt like they always delivered, even their undercard. This was the year we got, Rohit Raju as X Division champion. It started with Ace Austin too. So like we had a solid lineage. We had Wrestle House, which I don't give a damn if nobody liked. I liked Wrestle House, right? Johnny Bravo got shot.
No.
Oh, right. Like it was
You
just
see that so enthusiastically. Like, why are you so happy about Johnny Bravo getting fucking...
because it was brilliant television.
Because
Brilliant-
everybody fucking hates Johnny Bravo, so.
Johnny Bravo was fine. Okay, he was shot in the chest, but it somehow migrated to his neck. He got better. It was fine. Rosemary just like wanted his blood. It's great. It was great television.
His
Sure.
wound got, like, cyberpunked there.
Yeah, I know. They moved it around. It's fine.
And I guess I will go with Ring of Honor Wrestling. They had their Pure tournament, which was really good. It was something that was just different than a lot of the other stuff you were seeing. And I'm a fan of stuff that is different. It was a good palate cleanser because like the year got a little bit wacky with like cinematic wrestling. And Ring of Honor came back with their Pure tournament, which was, a nice glass of water to kind of refresh the year.
It was a cool counter to what everyone else was doing.
Yeah.
They were the ones who struck out and did something different.
Yeah, WWE was shut out. No, even NXT was
Have we even? Oh yeah, no. It's
SmackDown. Okay, to be fair, SmackDown was my runner-up. If someone else had gone before me and they picked Dynamite, I would have picked
You would have won the
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
if you were to pick a WWE show producing, at least since the Roman Reigns return, it would have been SmackDown. Although
Yeah,
NXT,
SmackDown,
NXT's big issue is that it's really fucking irritating to get in Canada. Like, we
Yeah.
don't get it live, and we get a chopped down version of it.
Yeah, it's very
Right.
tough to. Yeah.
Wrestle House was great. There's just Wrestle House love in my chat, and it's outstanding. I don't give a damn what anyone says. Okay, all right, gents. What was your pay-per-view of the year?
Oh, you already know
Oh.
mine.
Yeah.
Talking Shop
Talking
Mania
Mania
2.
2.
I'm gonna have to double up on
Talking
Blake with
Shop.
that one.
Yeah, Talking Shop Mania 2.
Yeah.
So both of
It
you
was just-
talking shop?
It was the only pay per view this year I sat down and did not skip a single second of it.
That was the
And,
only
I mean,
pay-per-view that I actually
so-
spent money on.
Yeah, that's right. So, absolutely, yeah.
Crowder, you got something different for us?
I do. It was literally like the first show of 2010, or the first big show of 2020, night one of Wrestle Kingdom.
Nice.
Top three matches are all masterclasses. Ospreay Takahashi was awesome. Okada Naito was awesome. Just a overall great show.
Right? Like I it's hard to argue that too. Like I like that they're going for like kayfabe break in, like what entertained you the most, and Crowder like doubles down on this is like the wrestling.
I know,
of
like
the-
me out of all people, the
You,
serious
yeah,
wrestling.
you. Like what the actual hell?
Yeah, he's getting serious on you, Jules.
I've been
Heel turn
corrupt.
incoming.
I've been corrupted by Rich King here, so
Yeah. Oh, you mean the mystery troll?
yeah.
You mean Kitch Ring?
Kitch
Kitch
Ring,
Ring.
He's
yeah.
not here today.
Kitch
Did
Ring
somebody
got
not?
me.
Did somebody forget to book him or something? Maybe send him the PO.
Okay. Oh, so I have to follow up on a question from the Mrs. Jules' best friend there because she's out of the loop. Ty, can we sidebar after I give my pay-per-view of the year, because she affectionately refers to your former tag team partner as Tassels, and she would like to know what happened to him because he
We'll talk
seems
about
to
that
have.
later.
And by
My
tassels,
pay-per-view of the year,
and by tassels, you clearly mean Big Ben, right?
obviously, and we
Yeah,
all know
We
what
should talk
happened to
about
him.
Tatanka.
Yeah, we all know what happened to him. He got double
He died.
murdered by us and Blake.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, it was sometimes a show can be built around one match, and when an entire show is built around that one match, and that match delivers in almost every possible way, it brings up the level of the entire show. And that's not to say this show didn't support it, but to me, it was the 2020 Royal Rumble.
That was in my chat there, Royal Rumble, because of Edge's return.
The Edge return, the MVP return, everything Brock Lesnar up until Drew McIntyre, Ricochet punching him in the nuts, and then the Drew McIntyre elimination, and then Drew goes on, the bad camera cut on Edge's first spear back, but even the undercard for it too.
Yep.
As much as I wasn't there for the Roman Reigns Baron Corbin feud, I felt like their Falls Count Anywhere match was the best match in that feud. They should have ended it at the Royal Rumble.
Fiend Daniel
Charlotte
Bryan
win-
was good.
Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble and then going on to challenge Rhea Ripley. Everything going into that I thought was fantastic. I really dug the Daniel Bryan Fiend match, because I feel like coming out of that strap match, Daniel Bryan is the only person who hasn't really lost anything by having matches with the Fiend, or he hasn't really changed anything. Like he still continues to be like the same Daniel Bryan. And out of all the guys who've gotten the best matches out of the Fiend, the best storytelling matches this year with him have been Randy Orton. But I felt like the best pure match that the Fiend has had was with Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble.
Daniel Bryan did change working with the Fiend, though.
But that was
That was
before
literally the catalyst of
match.
his babyface turn.
Sort of, but like not in the way that everybody else has kind of dramatically shifted. It was more of a, okay, how can we get Daniel Bryan back to now that we're done this heel run, maybe we can keep that going in this direction.
That was
And Becky Lynch and Asuka is always good by me.
that was
So-
that was a very underrated match too.
Becky Lynch and Asuka?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I do wish, like, this is going a sidebar a little bit, As great as babyface Daniel Bryan is, I felt that the eco-terrorists still had legs to it.
Yeah.
I was angry when they turned him babyface again. Not even kidding. I was mad.
Yeah.
I'm going to hop on your sidebar with another sidebar because I absolutely fucking love that Daniel Bryan flawlessly pulled off the gimmick they tried to give Juice Robinson in NXT.
Yes, pretty much.
Like, he could not get it off the ground at all. And then Bryan's just like, nah, I got this. Can we talk about that hemp title, though? That, like...
The fucking, like, $800 replica on Go to Lee's shop.
Only Daniel Bryan could make that ugly-ass title work.
Okay, here's I have it immortalized. I got a kick-ass story for you. So I'm pretty sure it was for Christmas. Leo got a new Daniel Bryan, and it came with that fucking title, like a little toy version. And my favorite part about it is knowing it's a little plastic toy version of that hemp title, and there's just some sweet irony in that to me.
Was it actually hemp?
No, it was like same as like all the other little plastic toy title belts.
Worthless.
Yeah.
Right?
Didn't even put the investment in. Bullshit.
Okay, what has everybody got for their feud of the year? Let's TY, you got something for us?
Yes, I do, and I know this might not.
I think
be
I know what it
popular,
is. Oh
but-
wait, no, maybe I'm wrong.
I'm gonna go Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio. As much as people hated it, I think that was the only thing that kept me engaged throughout that Performance Center era of Raw.
They were
And,
they were doing something different.
It was a good way to bring in Dominic. And am I a fan of like an eye for an eye match? No, but I mean, people talked about it.
Okay, here's the thing about the eye for an eye match.
That's
Like,
all.
the match, it's like I understand people's problem with the finish because like it was kind of like very obvious. Like Rey Mysterio did not actually lose his fucking eye, but
What?
everything that they did like before in that match was fucking excellent.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Before I let you guys go, if this match or this whole story was done as like a movie, people would have thought it was amazing.
Oh,
But
for
because,
sure.
Yeah.
Because it's wrestling and people have this, they enjoy, trying to nitpick it and pick out the things that's fake and not real and stuff like that. That's what made it like not as popular. But like, if you just look at it like from a story perspective, it's a pretty good story, I think.
As much as I'm kind of over cinematic matches, I feel the eye for eye should have been a cinematic match.
Oh, yeah, it should have been. They could have
Yeah.
made it like a Saw like horror movie by the end if they really wanted
Yeah.
to. If
I
they
think they
doubled
did.
down on it.
I actually think they did, and then Vince saw it. He's like, "This is way too."
Oh,
fucking
yeah, that's
I
right.
did hear about that. Yeah.
This is
That's
way
right. There
too
was
gory.
a cut. There was a cut of said cinematic, and he was like, "No, we're just gonna do it with a fake eyeball in the ring. Call it in the ring, boys."
Call it in the ring.
I totally thought TY was going with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns.
I'm going to go with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. That's right.
There it is.
There was a close number two.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Randy Orton Edge.
Even though it was like,
Even though it kind of pittered out pretty
and we got the
quickly.
greatest wrestling match ever.
Yeah, even though it kind of
Like
pittered
WWE,
out by
I think-
backlash because of Edge's injury, 2020 has been the best work of Randy Orton in his career. And I feel like some props have to go to him for that. And Edge coming back and almost immediately wrestling an amazing match right off the rip. Like, the WrestleMania match fucking sucked, but the Backlash match was amazing.
I wouldn't say it sucked.
It was so boring. The announcers were talking like it was PGA. The announcers whispering just took the whole match away from me, and it was like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I did not like the WrestleMania match at all, but the rest of everything else I've loved in this whole thing.
From your perspective, with the match being so long, do you think it was Edge giving himself a handy there, or do you think it was everyone else in the production crew Edge is back, give him the big WrestleMania payday?
I feel the big thing for that WrestleMania. I don't know, like the Dodley. I don't think they really wanted a lot of focus of in-ring action because there was like nobody in the crowd, so they didn't really.
Yeah.
They wanted to try to do anything they could to get away from stuff in the ring. So they just really had to try and pad that out heavily. And I thought it was to a detriment in that match.
I mean,
Plus
there's
the
a couple of
commentary
ways
fucking sucked. I hated the commentary so much.
For once, I'm dipping away from the serious, and I'm gonna dip into the zany here, guys. All you guys loving on Taka Shop Mania too. This has nothing to do with it, but I'm just my feud of the year. And there was a close second to it was Bailey and Michael Cole. And I've mentioned this in past streams. This was consistently entertaining to me, even when I got a bad episode of SmackDown or a bad segment. Like, I have never seen somebody heel on Michael Cole for so long, for so hard, and just consistently, like, she would jump out in the middle of matches and just go razz him at the desk, or anytime she sat out there, like, it was just, she'd go out of her way to haze Cole. And it was just, I was living for it. I was living for it all year. It was probably some of my absolute favorite content on SmackDown. It's just like, I was sitting going into episodes being like, okay, how's she gonna fuck with him this week? Like,
So-
like what's Bailey's end game here?
So between that and Big E just fucking with Corey Graves all month.
That was
Yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a bad year for commentators.
Yeah.
Corey Graves versus Big E's jacket.
I don't think we have a female wrestler of the year. We just had a wrestler of the year, I believe. I don't know if we need to separate it.
Sure, let's impromptu add that.
All right, we're gonna sidebar.
I
We're
think
gonna do-
Bailey.
Ah, fuck you. Bailey's 2020 was just, it's 2020 Bailey is my favorite Bailey. Like, as much as myself and like Leo loved like NXT, like huggable, like super fan Bailey, it's just 2020 Bailey was just, however, if you know what, if he's going to take that, then my runner up, if we were doing this, Asuka. Nobody has worked more matches in WWE this year than Asuka.
Yep.
And she's killing it every time she goes out there. It doesn't matter who she's working with. She made fucking Zelina Vega look good. She made like Lana look good. She's doing everything and anything that they throw at her, and she's just killing it. And it kills me to know that she's tag champs with Charlotte Flair right now. But it's okay. She's got 2 belts. I can live with it. I really can live with it.
I'm gonna go Sasha Banks. I just think Sasha Banks' whole feud with Bailey, in my opinion, is a contender for feud of the year. I think it started off more in 2019 though, if I'm correct, right?
Like them teaming or
think so,
whatever.
yeah.
No, like their feud, or at least their. I mean, the whole story, but then
Yeah, I guess
again,
the seeds were
They've
kind of
been
planted.
teasing that turn for fucking years.
And Sasha Banks versus Bailey in Hell in a Cell was probably one of the best matches this year. So
Yep.
that kickstart one of her reigns for titles. So I think Sasha Banks.
It's not on the level of the ball for a ball match, but
Ha.
Well, absolutely
Yeah,
nothing
but-
on the level of ball for
No.
All right, so
Crowder, who's yours?
So I'm gonna go with somebody that percentage-wise was always holding a title, might have been away for a little while, and this will ruffle Jules's feathers. Charlotte Flair, Wrestler of the Year. She has always held a title, be it NXT, Women's or Tag Team Champion. The elite of the elite.
And she sullied everything she touched this year.
listen, I love Charlotte Flair, honestly, but like she was gone for half the year, was she not?
She was, yeah, absolutely.
Won the Royal Rumble, won the NXT
Women's title at
the
WrestleMania.
NXT Women's title at WrestleMania, the first time it's been defended at WrestleMania. Came back and immediately won the tag. Like I see your point. I hate you for it, but I see the validity of your point.
A very Roman Reigns year for Charlotte here.
It's horseshit.
All right, so
You're lucky you're the host of this call because I can't mute you.
all
All
right,
right, if
so
we were to flip the scales, who's everyone's male wrestler of the year?
Ty, who do you got?
I need some thinking right now.
Yeah.
All right, Jules, who do you got? Let's start with you here.
I kind of mulled this over because there's a lot of really good options.
Yeah.
But just thinking hard about it, who, match wise, booking wise, promo wise, who had a better year than Jon Moxley?
Ah, goddamn you!
Like, but think of it, like, who had a better year,
Yeah.
like in 2020 than Jon Moxley?
Yeah.
Coming in as AEW World Champ. I mean, left without it, but just everything he was given along the way. Like, this is the best I think we've ever seen him.
At least
I think I gotta go with Randy Orton personally,
Sure.
just because
I mean-
like this is the, like we said earlier in this episode, like this is the best Randy Orton we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's,
Gotta go
it's
with
the
Randy.
exact same argument as my argument for Moxley. Like,
Yeah.
it's their best. This is the best we've gotten out of these two thus far.
I mean, for me, I think I'm surprised nobody said this, but I think Drew McIntyre.
That was my number two.
Yep.
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
that was
he's-
my number two.
He's carried the pandemic era of wrestling, I think,
Oh.
and he's shown that he's so talented that a lack of fans won't like. And I mean, everybody felt horrible for him because he had to go into his Mania match with no fans and stuff like that. But I think he proved himself as a guy who left WWE, came back, and went straight to the top, and wants to be at the top. And
There's
I don't
no
see
better
him going any lower from there anytime soon.
there's no better pure babyface than Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe babyface Sami Zayn. Maybe.
I was
Like heel Sami Zayn is too damn good.
my chat spoiled it for you. When you said there is no better baby face, I will raise you Kota Ibushi.
Okay.
Super
That's fair.
super baby face, and at Wrestle Kingdom he became God. So he,
you can't. Does that mean he has to wrestle? Does he have to work that tag match with Shawn Michaels?
yes,
against Vince
they
and Shane
retconned
now?
that. It was actually Shawn Michaels and Ibushi versus the McMahons.
Okay, so like if you go back, they've CG'd Ibushi into that
Yeah.
match, right?
Ibushi and his sexy abs. Yeah.
Okay.
Best wrestling retcon ever, right there.
Fuck, that one was like easy to like come up with like a backup option, but like
But like, what was your number one, right?
yeah, like Randy was my number one, but my number 2 and 3s was Drew and Moxley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what was everybody's
Backup?
most disappointing moment? Let's put this in a wrestling context, because like 2020 would have been my most disappointing moment. The pandemic era. What was everybody's most disappointing moment in pro wrestling this year?
All right,
For
Blake.
me, I've got to go with Goldberg beating the Fiend.
Oh, that's so good.
that's-
Sure.
That's
Because,
so
like,
that was
When they first announced that match, I loved it because I was assuming, like most other people, that Bray was going over.
they were bringing him in to like do a high profile job to Bray, right?
Yes. And then that just did not fucking happen.
No, the universe does not like Vince McMahon does not like to give us things that we like.
And of course, this is what the dirt sheets were saying, and I hope it's not true, but if it's true that Goldberg was supposed to lose and then politicked his way into winning, that's even more disappointing.
I mean, he Hoganed his way to it, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
When in
we
doubt,
gotta,
what
we
would
gotta
Hulk
protect
Hogan
Drew
do?
McIntyre at all costs now because Goldberg is coming for him.
Well, yeah, it's got
Yeah,
a couple weeks
Goldberg,
away
can you-
here.
Can you please avenge your mistake with the Fiend and just like put Drew over, please? I'm
And
begging
I
you.
know, like we're not talking about Raw, but what the fuck was that Goldberg promo?
I don't fucking know. It's like he's saying Drew McIntyre has no respect for the legends.
Did
Yeah,
Goldberg
Randy
fucking
Orton-
bash his head on like the wall before
Yeah.
coming out here?
Randy
Probably
Orton
yes.
spends the whole show attacking legends. Drew McIntyre gets the endorsement from Hogan. Like, what? Do you think they gave
That's Goldberg coming into the building late and not realizing
Yeah.
what's going on.
and
during
not
the
being
show.
given a script? Just like, get out there, Bill. This is your call to get out there.
Call it in the ring.
Call it in the ring, Bill. Fuck.
But yeah,
See,
Uh,
if they did Randy versus Goldberg,
that
I'd be
promo would
okay
make
with-
sense.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Anyone
Okay,
else
so
got a...
what are we most disappointing moment? Okay.
Yeah, most disappointing.
Ty, do you want to go?
Blake gave
There's
us a
only
good
one
one.
thing that comes to mind. I think that's for me personally. I think splitting up the New Day.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Now, looking at in hindsight now, I think hindsight's always 2020. Well, not at least, no pun intended. But like seeing Big E's title right now and seeing how they kind of made it work. It's not really a split. It's really like they're on both brands.
Yeah.
But I think initially, I think it was kind of sad for me. So I think that was really disappointing.
Fair.
It was the first time like the draft had an impact on something because it really
That's right,
hasn't in
yeah.
the longest time. And
Mhm.
then all of a sudden, the world reacted to the New Day. So
Yeah.
if that isn't a sign of how fucking over you are, like I don't know what is. I don't know if Crowder's got it,
Sure.
but I'll
I got
throw
I got
myself
something.
one. All right, go for it.
My most disappointing moment is the WWE's treatment of its wrestlers during 2020.
Yeah.
Be it releasing wrestlers in the middle of a pandemic while posting $42 million quarter profits, be it then trying to control their everyday life being via third-party platforms, and the WWE just doubling down on that. How the WWE is operated in 2020 is my most disappointing moment of the year.
Mine is a really zeroed in version of that because I thought about it earlier today, and there's one specific treatment that comes to mind for me, and it was Zelina Vega's release. She was, and then I know this is more of a shoot one, but she was really trying to move things forward, move the business forward in a way, like just trying to help everybody and protect everybody in an era like this. And they just showed her the door. They're like, you know what, we dislike that so much that you can go. We know.
Yep.
And that to me was
insane. That because
Yeah.
like what was like a month and a half before, like they were pushing her on Raw.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and they were pushing her hard, and you kind of felt like it was going to keep going, and then I've seen them not punish people for like shooting mouths off or like offending people, and like everyone's pretty sure that Baron Corbin lost his money in the bank for shooting off his mouth to the wrong people on social media, and that's one thing, but like for her trying to do something good to help everybody in the industry, and to just be dealt with so severely, like I don't know, it gets under my skin thinking about it, that they would just like we know they're like that, and we know Vince is like that, but just to so brazenly
Just to see
throw
it
that out
play
there.
out in 2020 the way it did.
I think everybody
was-
kind of knew that WWE was that bad, but then like 2020 has really opened people's eyes to
Yeah.
even people who were kind of neglecting it are like accepting it now, and like if it doesn't change, in my opinion, like it's gonna be a problem for them later down because people are eventually gonna get sick of that shit.
Yeah.
Does anyone know if Andrew Yang's actually like gonna get like position in the Biden administration?
We don't really know anything until like later in the month, kind of thing. My guess is he's also running for mayor of New York City, so I'm not too sure like what his future in the Biden administration is.
Yeah. Okay, let's turn things out. What was everybody's best gimmick of the year? What do you think was the best gimmick?
Best gimmick. Who do
I'll,
you got there? I gotta think about this for a second.
I'll jump on it. There's one that I think is super obvious and super popular, but I can't do it because it's too easy. For me, it was the Dark Order, specifically being the Elite Dark Order. Just everyone has a different personality. Everyone is unique. Everyone had their own voice, and they were consistently entertaining. And I will give anything, any amount of money, any day to have one more segment of Brody Lee just abusing these individuals. just one more, like that was it for me. I had a close runner up that I feel like, yeah, like it's my rest in peace for Brody Lee, the Dark Order. I was consistently entertained all year, gimmick wise. Like that was just, it's beautiful. Anyway, who's got another? Who was the gimmick? Who had the gimmick? Who? Yeah. All right, Blake.
So my gimmick of the year isn't so much a wrestler, but it's a gimmicky match. Does that count?
Sure, it's a gimmick.
Why not? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go
Okay,
with
so my
It's a very broad category.
that.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so my gimmick of the year was the Money in the Bank match at the WWE headquarters. I thought it was different. I thought it was a good way of still keeping the Money in the Bank match as a ladder match, but not having, like, say, 16 of your top superstars taking ladder bumps in front of nobody.
Sure.
I can't argue it. Like that, it's all completely like it's valid. It's good shit. It's such good shit.
It's entertaining as fuck too.
It needed-
Otis never should have won. My
No,
God.
No, like the booking was a little screwy, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
change
The
the
match
gimmick.
itself was fine.
Yeah.
It needed more brother love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what that match really needed though? R-Truth.
Yeah.
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 That R-Truth would have made that match.
Like
even better.
R-Truth should have at least like run once they got to the ring on the roof. Should have like run in and thrown someone over the top rope,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Thinks it's like a
Declare
rumble
that
match.
he's like, yeah, I won the Royal Rumble.
No, he throws. No, after Baron Corbin throws Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black off the roof, R-Truth throws Baron Corbin off the roof. I won the Rumble.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm torn between two.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go with
Maybe
the Hurt
Crown-
Business.
What was that?
Yes.
I think-
Who did you got there, Ty? I didn't hear.
The Hurt Business.
The Hurt Business. Ah, very nice.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, they speak for themselves. It's a group that's like made, Shelton Benjamin wasn't doing anything. Now he's on TV consistently.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley, who was, he's everybody knows Bobby Lashley's championship material, but he's kind of in that shitty storyline with Lana and stuff like that, and helping Cedric get to the next level. So and what I like
Well, and I
about
mean-
them is that they're not necessarily a heel faction, but they're just a faction that wants to get paid.
Yeah.
So they'll do whatever brings the money, which is really refreshing. Now, obviously, they're more on the heel side, but
So, how do you feel that they're already seemingly kind of like teasing dissension in that group already?
Don't do it, WWE.
I don't
For
like
the
to
love
talk
of
about
God. Don't
it's
fucking do it.
Can we
Everyone will be-
all
Everyone would be cool if WWE just drops that right now.
right? Like let's just I think as a group we can all agree, and I think it's part of the reason why I didn't include it as a category, is overall the return of 2020 was MVP.
Oh,
Yeah, that was solid.
Like what a fucking run out of nowhere.
Especially at the beginning, because he was managing Everdrive, he was wrestling, he was doing commentary, then he was managing Lashley, and then he was also being like a producer. He was
and what's great too is like MVP was planning on like retiring.
Yeah, he was
Like,
done.
it was-
He-
he was done. Like he just wanted to get that one last Rumble moment for his son, and it was supposed to be over. And now it's turned into this whole new career,
yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
just
this whole
amazing to
second
see.
run, this career vitalization for MVP.
yeah.
Loved it. All right, what was your gimmick, Crowder?
Well, I got to go with the low hanging fruit and go with Danhausen.
Ah! Nobody chose the Fiend.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Danhausen got like everybody on wrestling Twitter to like change their like Twitter name. Like everybody, like
Okay,
he
yeah,
is
that's-
such a charismatic enigma wrapped in a riddle. Like it's great stuff.
charismatic enigma and riddle.
Okay, to be
Yeah.
fair to the
What are you
Fiend,
trying to say?
The
to be fair
Hardy
to
the Hardy Bros.
Hardy Bros.
to be fair to the Fiend, like I feel like Bray's TV time has been very limited, and for good reason, mind you. So that's and we're getting a lot more exposure to say the Hurt Business and whatnot. So
Yeah.
Plus, I feel Fiend peaked in 2019.
I'd say he started to bounce back in 2020 when we included Alexa Bliss.
Sure.
Whether you like it or not, it added a refreshing twist and it added something new, and we're adding more levels to a character that kind of, needs them at this point.
Mhm.
Okay. We're going to follow that up with the worst gimmick of the year, and I'm taking off right here because I'm sorry. Lightning did not strike a third time. To me, Damascus was a complete failure. Broken Matt just did not translate in
for ya?
AEW. It did not. It's probably one of my only fails in AEW this year. Was just I like what he's doing now, where he's kind of like mentoring Private Party and kind of just being more Matt Hardy. Like the stuff with Sammy Guevara was all right, but like Damascus was just a flat wet fart in wrestling for me this year.
Blake,
Trying to
TY?
think. I'm trying my best.
For me, so I'm gonna say gimmick is in like a concept or idea.
Yeah, it could be a match. It could be a like an overall show. Like War Games is a gimmick, right?
So I'd say Raw Underground.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna shit on Shane McMahon's Raw with cocaine and hookers? Like how?
It's just, like I appreciate the thought of trying to do something different, but the execution. I mean, it's typical WWE, but the execution
Right.
just it wasn't. Now, what was Blake? What was Talking Shop Mania's bootleg? Raw Underground?
Like raw under
Underboot
shit or
Under
something.
shit?
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that? No, that was good shit.
Roll
Yeah,
under
but
shit.
that's-
I think.
Yeah, that was good shit. But Raw Underground is a no for me.
So, I have to qualify this. I think he is a tremendous wrestler and has put in tons of time and deserves a lot more than what he has. But Dolph Ziggler. He has been literally the exact same thing for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Like,
You
and
leave
it
Ziggler
sucks
alone.
because Dolph Ziggler is super, super talented, but he has not changed anything at all in a decade. And
But you
I'm
kinda
kind of done
you
with
can't
Ziggler.
tell what he is.
Mhm.
You know, like, is he a metalhead? Like is that like is he a Motley Crue wannabe? Like what is he? Can you
Yeah.
define?
I think at this point, Dolph Ziggler just doesn't give a shit anymore, and he's
no.
just doing whatever he likes.
He's just
So-
happy to get paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I just feel like he's always had a start and stop, right?
Yeah.
I guess the momentum
Like-
and stop.
Like I have to qualify. It's like I can't blame him for basically just phoning it in for the last couple years, but I got to go with Ziggler.
I'm gonna pull one out of my ass and say the Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt swamp fight. I liked the cinematic matches, but that one just didn't really do it for me.
No, not quite.
All right, what do you got?
Okay.
I preferred eye for an eye than to
Then the swamp match.
Yeah, because like the finish of that was bad, but at least it was like hilariously bad to the point where it's still
Seth Rollins
entertaining.
puking and
Yeah, they tried their damnedest to make that believable.
All right, Jules, what was your worst gimmick?
my worst. Oh, I did it first.
Oh, did you?
It
What
was,
was yours?
it was,
I think it was
Dama-
yours.
it was
Oh,
Damascus.
That's
it was
right,
it was
that's
Matt
right.
Hardy, broken Matt Hardy 3.0, which was not.
Didn't do it for you.
No.
All right, so what's next on the docket?
What is next on the docket? Okay, this to me was the hardest one for me to figure out. And who was your most underrated wrestler of the year?
You know, it's in vogue to say like Cesaro or Chad Gable, but I'm gonna go with Tomohiro Ishii. I'm fucking New Japan Mark here.
I'm the Impact Mark. Like
Yeah.
we have gimmicks within the show.
Ishii might literally be the best wrestler on the planet right now, and I don't feel he gets nearly the recognition that he deserves for being the best wrestler on the planet.
I'm still
That
trying
is
to think here while
super
make
valid.
sure we don't have like any like dead silence.
Ty, have you got who you think is the most underrated?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's underrated because he's been doing pretty well. But I'm gonna say Kyle O'Reilly. I think he's had probably the run of his career at this point, and like every match he's put on is like just like top. He showed that he's not just the tag team wrestler. You know, he can kill it in singles. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay. I'm gonna say one that will make people angry and upset,
Slapjack.
but I don't. Well, as much as I love Slapjack, no. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I was gonna say Baron Corbin to make people mad, but I wouldn't say he's underrated because I feel like people know how good he is, but people kind of shit on his gimmick anyway. But I'm gonna say Mustafa Ali.
Sure.
Yeah.
that was on my list. I had a list.
Yeah, he's number 2 for me.
His promo on Raw Talk the other day was so fucking funny.
So good.
Can I just say I'm loving the I just want to sidebar for a second because we are getting huge Twitter interaction from Quinn Hawksley on all of our polls thus far.
Yay!
Yeah. It's pretty solid. It's a lot of loving on AEW, and I don't blame you for it. I'm an impact mark. That's just that's my gimmick. That's who I am. Yeah, no, I legit had a list of underrated, and Ali, like Mustafa Ali, was on it.
But who do you got?
I guess I haven't delivered yet, have I?
You have not.
Okay, so my whole list is good. However, I'm going to go with Jordan Grace.
Okay.
Because Jordan Grace has been delivering every time she's in the ring, every time she's given an opportunity, but like has kind of been am I paid by Impact? No, I'm just a mark for Impact.
It's the only
I had
show
two-
watch.
I have two-
Paid by Impact. We would know.
Are you an
We would know.
Impact stooge, Rick Jules?
No, because I have two AEW guys on this list too. Like there's one Impact, two WWE, and two AEW on this list. But the reason is she was more of a vehicle to get Deonna Purrazzo over, and then kind of faded into the background there. They kind of moved her into the X Division scene for a minute, and then they moved her into the Knockouts tag tournament. They gave her Jazz like the big reveal as the tag partner. I know they just recently had a match, but I kind of feel like the attention in that women's division, which is the strongest women's division. Again, I might be paid by Impact. But for somebody who's as good as she is and had as short a title run as she had, she's just kind of been moved into the background of that scene. And I still think she delivers on a level where she should be at the forefront of that scene.
Fair.
Plus, she rolls with Scott Steiner. So, I mean, like, how do you...
That was still
That's her dad.
Yeah.
That was still the greatest trio ever with
Yeah.
Jordan Grace, Scott Steiner, and Petey Williams.
And Petey Williams, yeah.
Yeah. And so Blake, if Scott Steiner is Jordan Grace's dad, Scott Steiner's acting very inappropriate towards his daughter here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next here?
Has everybody gone through that?
Yep.
Okay, just to clarify in my chat, okay? The remainings on my list that just like weren't quite on the cusp for me were Sami Zayn, Lance Archer, and Brian Cage. Were all also on this list.
Brian Cage is a good one. Like he's somebody that always comes into promotion with like a lot of hype, and then like nothing ever like happens with him.
Right? Like it's. So I mean, I was there. That's where I was at. Okay. What's everybody's botch of the year?
Ooh.
My life.
Okay, that's it.
The
That's it.
year 2020.
I got one.
Right? Okay, so my botch of the year is Now, this name isn't going to mean anything to anybody, but when I describe it, you'll understand. My botch of the year goes to a gentleman by the name of Justin. And if you guys don't know who Justin is, there was a video that circulated around October of a young man who jumped down from the second rope in a homemade ring and
Oh my god!
destroyed
Yeah,
both
yeah.
of his legs. And whether it's the best botch of the year, whether it's the worst botch of the year, because it's a horrendous situation. I've seen that happen live where somebody jumped into the ring like in a match with me, didn't bend their knees and like blew their knees out. Like but it was a train wreck, and it was a train wreck the whole world watched. That's for better or for worse, that's my botch of the year.
My botch of the year is my life.
Ah, very
My
good.
actual choice.
That's the botch of the decade right there.
The
Botch
botch of the last 20 years.
22 years.
Oh, he's getting
I got one.
specific.
My botch of the year was Mike Tyson not being able to get his shirt off. That was just, and the fact that he looked so like gangster while he was doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have
And
an
he
actual
kept
one.
He kept a straight face while he was doing it, and it just that shit
Okay.
wouldn't come off.
I have an actual one, an actual wrestling related one.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
So disregard my last
Is
one.
it Mike Tyson yawning in that TNT title match? Or?
No, but it's kind of somewhat similar. So my botch of the year is, it was a couple weeks ago when the Fiend was when the camera guy caught the Fiend hopping back over the barricade.
I remember that.
So do you give the botch? Is that to the camera guy?
Camera guy, yeah. We'll give him the daddy since he probably got fired after that.
And mine was, you knew this stable was not going to be a
Oh,
main
God.
event stable when a random member of Retribution decided to throw a cinder block through an already broken window. What was he thinking? Like, I cannot believe that. That's my favorite. That's still my favorite moment of 2020. And I knew that stable was fucked after that.
That's it. You're done. You're dead. Move on.
Oh yeah, Mike the Ref with the Matt Hardy falling off that scissor lift.
Oh yeah, that would have been
How did
it.
none of us pick that?
I don't think I could give a second. I couldn't give a second daddy to Matt Hardy. Like I like him too much. I couldn't
when,
do
like,
it.
people actually get hurt during botches. It's not as funny.
It's not as fun.
but
Yeah.
sometimes it is.
Right? Like that's where mine went. Like that's it.
Yeah,
It was an
Jules
internet
was like,
sensation.
Jules was the only one that like led to like a severely debilitating
like,
injury here.
What was,
Like,
what was,
if
what was the
say
gentleman's
that-
name, Jules?
Justin. That
So
that
Ju-
much I've discovered in my research.
So
Like-
it's not so much that he got hurt. It's just the
Yeah.
way he buckled.
Yep.
Like you can't help but laugh.
Yeah, just
It blew
bam
up on the
and
internet,
bowed
and
leg.
like like I'm a terrible human. It's like okay, has anybody seen? It reminded me of the top rope big boot Sid
Sid?
Vicious botch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was the Sid Johnny Unitas kind of injury right there.
Yeah, like that. You can't. It's a train wreck. You can't help but like you stare at it, right?
Yeah.
I feel like guys have to be like legitimately huge pieces of shit for me to laugh at them getting hurt. And from like if Velveteen Dream got injured, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
That's what you get for
I'm not-
asking children which school they go to.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to like laugh at his expense either. It's just like for all the reasons I gave. Like it was just like it's on paper. Like it
Has
just.
he
Yeah.
even been on NXT as of late?
Dream? I don't know. I don't.
No,
know
I
about
think
NXT.
Dream is kind of like hopefully fallen into obscurity.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Dream here.
Yeah, that's all the time he'll get on this
Let's
show.
move on. Yeah.
Gimmick infringement of the year. Who's got a gimmick infringement of the year?
I don't know.
I think this one's pretty easy. I think the We Nominal one is the,
Yeah, that was
that one. is gotta be the one for
AJ
me.
Swoggle.
AJ Swoggle. Yeah. That one's up there for me.
I'm gonna go because that was mine. That was mine.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
But no. I could always double down. I'm gonna go with my chat's gonna light me up for this. Tommy Dreamer basically trying to rip off Law and Order, and like probably doing a terrible job of it. But Tommy Dreamer, Law and Order. That's what does it for me.
So Blake, are you gonna go with? You got
I
something
know what
different?
I'm going. Yes, I am.
Oh, I got
My
something.
gimmick infringement of the year was by that piece of shit Rick Jules stealing my Big Eatus at CWE in St. Albert back in October.
But I didn't botch it. How is that a botch?
I thought we were discussing the next one on the list now.
If you're
Oh,
doing
gimmick
So
infringement.
we're doing gimmick
I was a little
infringement here.
lost.
Well, see, it
Gimmick
wasn't a gimmick
infringement?
infringement, Blake, because he actually hit them in the face and not in the chest. So
That was
if it was
one
to the
time.
chest, then
That was one time.
So my gimmick infringement was that one motherfucker that stole Jude Dawkins' gimmick at the U.S. Capitol building the other day.
Yeah!
I don't even give a shit that it was in 2021. That is.
Cheetah Bear represent.
Are we just? I think we should all just assume that that guy was Jude's racist uncle.
Right? Like,
that was Cheetah Derp.
okay. I know. I don't know if she's watching live or just reacting on Twitter, and I'm loving all the AEW sidebars that Quinn Hawksley's throwing in here. Matt Sydal's debut botch.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that was
I
I
good.
love how they turned that into an angle on being the elite.
Yeah,
You had the
Like
one
that.
dude fucking grease up the turnbuckle before the show.
yeah, right. They're just like,
The best save, honestly. Yeah.
right. They were doing what they had to do.
Yep.
Oh man, that was amazing. I have to take the time to respond to that because
What
Okay.
was Blake's? Blake's was Jules
Me.
doing the Big Eatus or stealing his
Yeah.
knee, stealing his finish.
yeah, stealing.
Stealing the finish that he stole from somebody else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
We're almost through it, guys. We've almost made it.
All
This is
right.
one of our longer who is everyone's sexiest fat guy of the year?
Otis.
Yeah, I was gonna say Otis. Yeah. Damn it.
I'm with somebody who's been all over social media this year. To me, 2020's sexiest fat guy was Jack Black.
That's
2020 sexiest fat guy was Blake Cannon.
Ah, you knew that was coming.
Piggybacking off of that, I'm gonna tell the world that I think the coolest Jack Black lookalike is the Thickness Reed Matthews.
Yeah, thickness or Jack Black lookalike of the year. Blake Cannon thought that this was a slam dunk to get himself an award. Thickness Reed Matthews. Fuck you, Blake.
Fuck you, Blake.
Well, my vote is myself again.
yeah, I gotta go thickness as well.
Yeah.
Hey.
Blake's got like a 25% chance of winning this.
Your stunner math is a little bit off here.
Right? Who was 2020's dadliest dad bod?
Eddie Kingston. Not you two.
Okay, I can't top that. But it was obviously me.
My nomination.
It's CWE.
My nomination is noted fat guy and psychopath New Jack.
Hey, didn't we say we were gonna stop bringing up his fucking name?
I
No.
make no promises.
I am
Yeah.
afraid of New Jack.
I
I get nightmares about him coming in my house and stabbing me.
Who's yours there, TY?
That's how I want to go out. Is
You know what?
Death
You know
by
what? No,
New
no,
Jack.
no. You know what? I'm not putting myself over like that. I'm not gonna pull a Blake. I actually had one for this. I just had to. Chris Jericho was my dadliest dad bod of 2020.
Oh god, this is hard.
Jericho's a good one.
Yeah. It's
Since-
not an insult. For
especially-
us, that's a compliment. Like that's
Especially Especially a couple weeks ago when like NBA Twitter
NBA
was, like,
Twitter was just like lighting him up.
I don't know. I honestly do not know.
You just tell everybody it's
I want
me.
to say Keith Lee, but he doesn't have a dad.
No. Like if
Yeah,
you're comparing
Keith doesn't have
Keith
a
Lee to
dad
Eddie
bod.
Kingston, Eddie Kingston has a dad bod.
Keith
Yeah.
Lee is thick.
Keith
Yeah.
Lee's it's just thick. So
Yeah, Keith Lee is thick boy here.
fuck, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yo, you concede the floor here,
Yeah, I'm gonna plead the fifth here.
or?
Okay, are we on to the next one?
Yep.
It's time
We've
for my
almost made it through, gents.
my
What
favorite
was
one.
this is oddly specific, although I guess it might apply to other promotions, except I don't actually it might.
It does. It
What
does.
was
definitely
your
will, yeah.
what was your best professional wrestling attempted murder? And before anybody says it, I'm jumping twice because for me it was Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
It was the whole Murder She Wrote, Law and Order, fucking A&E special that was the mystery of who shot Johnny Bravo.
For me, the best attempted murder of the year was Baron Corbin throwing Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio off a fucking building.
Can we just point out too? Part of that was like Aleister Black, like his WWE career was like dead after that.
Yeah.
So like it almost succeeded.
And then Rey
Yeah.
Mysterio went on to lose his eye. So I mean, both
Yeah.
of them
Yeah.
had some.
And
So like what the fuck?
for me, the funniest part of Baron Corbin's attempted murders is that like it was just like another part in the match. They didn't like put like that much attention to it. He just casually threw them off the building. It's like, all
Like
right,
it's
whatever.
nothing. All right.
Whatever.
It's like over the top rope, right?
He just tried to murder two human beings. It's fine. Whatever.
So
On
I'm
to the
gonna
match.
go. I'm gonna go Sheamus trying to murder Elias
Very nice.
by running
Ah!
him over in the parking lot.
Running him over in the
I
parking
think-
lot.
Yeah,
no,
and trying to frame
which
Jeff
one?
Hardy for it.
Yeah,
So
because that one was amazing because it showed that Elias doesn't watch the WWE
Yeah.
because
Like,
he
does
immediately
not-
went to like blame Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. And it was like, dude, they showed everything.
I'm going to copy Jupiter Vision. I have no original idea, and I will go with Joey Ryan committing career suicide.
I don't think he was attempted. I think he succeeded in that.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, does that count? I mean, the
Fuck
attempt
Joey
worked.
Yeah, like that's not an attempted murder. That happened.
That's yeah. That on that note, that is all the airtime he gets on this show.
I'm surprised nobody said Randy Orton saying the Fiend on fire. I think that was
That one was really
I thought that was
cool.
Blake's.
That one was one of my favorite like visual moments of the year, though,
Yeah.
where Fiend
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
no selling the mandible claw while on fire.
That was my number 2, but like I can't give up my mark status for Impact. Plus I wouldn't shut the fuck up about the Johnny Bravo stuff for like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so-
we had like a whole like podcast arc about that, eh?
Yeah.
Who shot? Yeah, Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, like that's
We did that for like our hot takes one time.
Yeah, we did. That was
Yeah.
one of our hot takes was who shot.
Fucking.
That was also the second time Danhausen, or the first time first of two, that Danhausen has popped up on this podcast. Shout out to Danhausen.
Okay, so I just saw a comment in Crowder's stream. I have to point this out. Josh says, "Yeah, but people get set on fire all the time, though."
Yeah, it was nothing special.
Josh, my friend, what kind of life are you living where
Yeah, I
you
don't know
are like
where you're
walking
hanging
down
around.
the street and just seeing a guy on fire all
Hey.
the time?
Hey, that guy's in flames.
Huh, weird how that happens. What was everybody's best animal-based gimmick for 2020?
I'll be specific.
Yes.
I don't know where this one came from, but it was on the list.
Animal based gimmick. Dead air.
I mean, the low hanging fruit is Cheetah Bear, obviously, but
Yeah.
I know, and I love him. I love it. Will that be yours, Crowder?
it is not
Are you-
mine.
No, you're not going to take the low-hanging fruit.
Nope.
Oh, I want to say something bad, but I can't.
You know what? I love and adore the man to death, so I will bite that low hanging fruit.
There we go.
My animal gimmick of the year is the cheetah bear, Jude Dawkins.
Peter Bear's good shit.
Always
Everybody
good shit.
loves
And
Jude.
like his like in the kitchen, like his little like in the kitchen segments, like all of his promos,
Yeah.
all of his work.
His promos are the
For
best.
those of you who don't know, Canadian indie darling, the cheetah bear Jude Dawkins,
And
you should
judging-
go out of your way.
And judging by our demographics on this podcast, you probably do. I feel there might be only a couple of people that watch this that don't know Jude Dawkins.
And
I'm
maybe
gonna guess.
speaking directly to Val, who I know
Yes.
is in the chat right now.
Although Cheetah Bear is busting out into the United States in 2019, so hopefully.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Check out Cheetah Bear. He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have a animal-based gimmick that they want to go with here before I go with mine?
I so badly want to make this joke, but I can't. I'm gonna show restraint.
You know what that is? All right, Crowder, just give it to
Sure.
the people.
I'm gonna double back to my underrated wrestler and go with the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii.
Ah!
Mm.
Nice.
Fair.
Nice. Come on, there's one right in front of everyone. Right in front of everyone. If we don't put it out there,
Why
I'm
don't-
sure our
why don't
I'm
you
sure
do it,
our
'cause,
AEW
Blake-
stan on Twitter is gonna put it out there.
While Blake is like rubbing his two brain cells together, we got Mike the Ref. Make sure you check out the Backbreaker Media page for more Jude Dawkins.
For more Jude Dawkins.
Right.
And be sure to check out the Backbreaker Media store for all your DBS merch needs.
There we go.
Did you not get that DBS fanny pack that you wanted for Christmas so desperately? Or that mouse pad, or that pillowcase, or any neat, nifty little gift that you would have gotten? Well, you can head right there. Blake, this is your perfect opportunity because you always know the site address to jump into this commercial
Blake,
and tell everybody.
Blake
Okay,
cannot do
I'll
2 things at
I'll
once.
come
He
up
is
with
trying to
my,
think of the animal
I'll
wrestler.
come up with my answer, but I will do the plug for the merch real quick.
Keep plug.
Okay. The link for the merch is streamlabs.com/MikeTheRef/merch. And my answer for animal gimmick of the year, because I can't think of anything, is Brock Lesnar because he's the beast.
Oh,
That's
these guys are
fucking
so
stupid,
lame.
Blake.
That sucked, Blake.
I know.
Ooh.
I was
At least I'm
feeding you
smart
one.
enough to
I
plead
was
the fifth, but I don't
feeding
know
you
anything.
one.
All right. So what was your obvious one here?
As I'm sure, like I said, our lovely AEW stan, who is pointing out great AEW content from the year on Twitter, Luchasaurus was the
Oh,
answer we were
God.
looking for.
That's smart.
Luchasaurus.
GG.
And the whole
Blake.
Jurassic Express as well. I think they're all.
Yeah, right. Like you could have Jungle Boy, Marco Stunt. Well, I guess
I'm gonna
that's
say.
like
I'm gonna say.
Marco
Jungle
Stunt
Boy.
would have been like child wrestler of the year, I guess.
And then Phoenix. It's a legendary bird. That's
Yeah, that's
Uh,
guys done goofed.
Okay, lizards
Um,
might not be animals, but it's close enough.
Yeah,
right?
Jupiter Vision is raising an objection.
Close
I
enough. We're
changed my
struggling
vote.
here.
I changed my vote. My pick, the Canadian Goose.
Very
That's a
finally!
good one.
There's some
Yeah,
goose
yeah, how-
represent.
Shout out.
good. Are there any other
represent.
animal-based wrestlers in Alberta that we're missing that we could shout out right now?
Yeah, that we could just we'll shout them out during the segment just
Yeah.
because.
What was yours, TY? Was yours
I stole Jungle Boy for that one.
Jungle
Yeah.
Boy?
Yeah, I'm
Jungle Boy.
assuming he's a
He's
He's
kind of
a
like a
caveman.
Tarzan kind of
Animals-
gimmick. And
animals
Tarzan
live in the
was,
jungle.
was raised by the apes. So
yeah, and they're halfway. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
going Jungle Boy. It counts. I don't
Animals
care.
animals live in the jungle. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So we got Rat Corbeil as whatever
man.
Coda is because it's not human.
That's fair.
Okay.
Okay,
Next one.
Oh, and by apes, do you mean Luke Perry?
No.
No, that's in my chat, and I love it.
It counts for Jungle Boy.
yeah. We'll go with Jungle Boy.
We'll go with Jungle
Him and his
Boy.
dad.
Okay. We're almost through. We've almost made it. what was everyone's best cinematic match of the year?
I mean, mine has to be obvious because I went with the Boneyard match to start off the show as my match of the year. So it'd be
So you're
kind
gonna
of
double
dumb of
down
me
on it
not
here?
to double down on that.
I'm gonna have to agree with him too.
I'm
Boneyard
amazed that no one brought that up for attempted murder of the year. Like Undertaker literally tried to bury AJ.
Yeah, but he was on
did.
TV the next week, so it failed.
Yeah.
Well,
It was the
that's-
least successful attempted murder.
But it's still
Didn't you-
attempted murder.
Didn't you see the stick
Yeah.
with his glove on it? It was totally his hand.
My favorite
Yeah.
was the Montez Ford tweet after, like immediately after WrestleMania.
Wait,
My-
didn't like Zelina Vega try to murder Montez Ford?
She tried to poison
poison
him.
him?
I don't know if
That
like,
wasn't him.
like
Murder.
drugging somebody is attempted murder, but she did try to drug
Okay.
Montez.
Well,
This
Yeah.
is true. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My
Blake?
choice for cinematic match of the year, now that Crowder's taking the Boneyard match, is the Firefly Funhouse match. John
course.
Cena and Bray Wyatt. I thought it was different, and I loved how it was basically Bray Wyatt saying "fuck you, John Cena" the entire time and bring up all his past shit.
And it brought us the such good shit meme to WrestleMania.
Oh
Yeah, it's
yeah, I
everything.
did. It was such good shit.
My,
I fell on my floor laughing. I was crying when that happened. I couldn't believe they actually said that on WWE television.
Right.
Not just WWE television, fucking
WrestleMania.
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 They memed in a fucking WrestleMania match with Bray Wyatt and John Cena.
Yeah, and they memed hard. Of all things, and I thought about this too because this is everyone's been touching on these ones, and I feel like one got left out. Got left out hard. Stadium Stampede.
That was a good one too.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it at the time. I thought everything about it was fantastic. It's probably my second favorite Jericho moment of the year behind the musical number with MJF. And it was great at the time. And then I felt like everybody was still talking about all the others afterwards, like months later. And it's like Stadium Stampede got swept under the rug. And it's like, nah, man, like that was probably one of the finest pieces of cinematic wrestling this year. So it is my finest. It is the creme de la creme of cinematic matches.
So when you're talking about like that's your second favorite Jericho moment, where does Fozzy doing the concert at the Sturgis motorcycle rally rank in your Jericho moments for you?
I'd say it rounds out the top three in third place because it's awful but hilarious at the same time. And it rounds out my top three.
All right, TY, what do you have?
Oh, I agree with you on the Boneyard.
Boneyard?
I was about to say Boneyard match.
Oh,
no,
God.
that's it.
I mean, the
counts.
Boneyard match was pretty good. I think that was
If you-
2019, wasn't it?
If you want to do
No,
the Boner
yeah,
Yard match,
2020,
then
sorry.
That's a
No, screw
cinematic
it.
match.
Yeah, we'll do Boneyard match.
you're gonna go with the Boner Yard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, very good.
The pod Twitter is like 2 behind, or it's not loading.
Or he's working hard, so. We'll get
Yeah,
him.
he's working hard.
Yeah, shout out
Done
to
so.
Andrew's
Wow.
Crow's Nest here. He's
Yeah,
fucking,
shout out.
Get on
Andrew.
it. Get on
doing-
it. No,
He's
you're
doing
killing
God's
it.
work right now.
Yeah, these are popping out like the second we move on to the next one. So like it's pretty wild.
Yeah, like shout out
Shout
to
out
the
We've got
mod
two
here.
more. Two more and we're done. What was the best Jack Black moment of 2020?
I would say the best. Fuck. What did Jack Black do this year?
Everything.
Fucking
Like, he was all
nothing.
over-
I don't know.
I wrestled. I think I
Why is
wrestled
this a
Jack Black.
category?
I think I wrestled Jack
tenacious-
Black into the lair, didn't I?
the Tenacious D Time Warp cover was my Jack Black moment of 2020.
Okay.
Which
Best
man,
Jack
were there
Black
others?
moment of the year was probably his Instagram.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. He had this one video on Instagram where like it kept zooming in, just like
Yeah.
something, and like I forgot, but it was good. So his Instagram, I agree.
Yeah, his Instagram dancing. What the fuck even was that?
So
Right?
What inspired him
Or
to do
his
that?
or his weird almost a cappella cover of the Game of Thrones theme song. Like he was all over. He was basically all over Instagram, and like I'm pretty sure they were all TikToks.
I don't do either. So I guess my Jack Black moment of the year was in OSW review. They did a review of Biodome with Pauly Shore, and Tenacious D had a cameo in that movie. So fuck you. That's my choice.
Okay. That was a weird one. Why did we do that?
I don't know. It popped up in a conversation once, and it stayed. It stayed.
Yeah. So yeah, literally any suggestion made it onto this award show.
Yeah, like even if it popped up once, it was there.
Yeah.
If it popped up once, it was there.
Okay.
We are on the final one, and it came in today. It came in today, and it came in from Mike the Ref. And it was the what the hell were they thinking moment of 2020. And mine is this fucking podcast. What on God's green earth have we been doing for
This
the
podcast
latter
is fucking
half
horrible.
of 2020?
That's a
Absolutely
good-
horrible. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all shit.
Good fucking question.
We continue to put people through this.
It's
Are we doing it for ourselves at this point? Like,
oh, absolutely yes. Like it's either this or virtual madness. Like
Virtual Madness died a slow, painful death.
yeah.
In all seriousness, though, this has been surprisingly awesome. But like again, what the hell were we thinking? Thinking we could talk about wrestling every week?
Yeah,
when
we don't have
now-
the energy for that.
When now all we talk
Yeah.
about is New Jack and the Illuminati. Like what?
Especially like this is like a wrestling podcast where like I for sure like I do not really watch wrestling anymore. So
You and I confirmed almost every week have not watched anything.
Okay, I have my what the hell are they thinking moment.
What?
Tucker's heel turn. What the
Yes.
hell were
Ah, yes.
yeah,
they Why'd
like,
they do that?
especially when there's literally zero follow up to that.
Yeah, like
'Cause
the
they split up the brands.
Like the blow off to that feud was Tucker and Otis brawling in the back immediately after the match, and then that was the end of the feud.
Yeah,
That
and
was
that-
the feud.
Yeah, there was nothing. There was no follow up.
I don't know. There's so many fucking shitty. You know what I'm gonna say? I made this sound weird, but I think it's when they debuted Keith Lee and just changed his gear and made him wear a skirt
Changed
and
his
gave him
theme.
generic rock music. Like what the fuck?
And then didn't we play like jump back and forth with their music his music like three times?
Well, they kind of
Yeah.
cock tease now, and where they have
Yeah.
like the same beginning, and
Yeah, like they yeah, this is it. They got me excited, and then it turns to this generic rock, and I'm like, this ain't it, G. This is not what it's supposed to be. So yeah, I think that one's it for me.
all right, and I'm gonna close it out. Like I am going to like go with Jules's tradition of just burying ourselves. I will go with Massive Damage booking me in a singles match. Like, what the fuck is he thinking there?
Like why was that presented as an
Yeah.
option?
Keep me far away, have me take a little bit of heat for a couple minutes, and get me the fuck out of there. Like, that is
Your-
the best
your
use
singles
of your
match was-
time when booking
Okay. Your singles match was good though.
me. You're too kind.
Just like I'm with the depth of our roster. That just rose somehow was an idea that rose to the top. And it happened.
PJC versus Propane WrestleMania 37.
It's gonna be a low-selling
God.
WrestleMania.
Hey, to be
Retirement
fair,
home match.
our shows in the summer we moved more tickets than WrestleMania boys. So
Yeah, we did.
pat
That's
on the
true.
back
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
We moved more tickets than WWE did all year
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the return
yeah.
show.
Yep.
I think Crowder and Propane is a Talking Shop-A-Mania match for sure. which while we're putting over Talking Shop-A-Mania 2, I'm just gonna go ahead and just like if we get a Talking Shop-A-Mania 3, the Family Jewels is open for bookings. Just putting that out there.
No, let's just try to get that over.
Let us live the dream. Live the dream. If the second coming, and I mean that heavy-handedly, of the Family Jewels happens at Talking Shop-A-Mania 3, that is, I can die happy.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, did we all get our moments in?
I think
I
so.
thought TY froze there, but I think he's finally. We're at the
No,
hour
it's not
25. We're at the hour 25 mark, and he's just like he's checked out. He's like, I can't
I'm
do this
brain
shit
dead.
To
anymore.
be fair,
You know
like
what
we are only
you know what-
about 90 minutes. Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, we're 90
yeah.
minutes.
About half an
Yeah.
hour into this podcast, I go
Yeah.
brain dead.
Nah.
Yeah, you know what TY was doing?
And he
was
shows
doing-
up every week.
half
You know
an
what TY
hour.
was
Like
doing?
that's
He was pretending he was frozen. He said, you know what, maybe if I like stay still, they'll think I'm like gone and they'll just ignore me.
TY's gonna like start doing the podcast and then just like put a cardboard cut on himself and just kind of drift away.
Just walk away. All right, there you have it, folks. That is our 2020 year in review. That is the first ever Daddies in the Bank. Tell us all how you feel. Put your votes out there. Download this wherever you download your podcasts, whether you're listening, whether you're tuning in on YouTube, whether you're checking in through Podbean, through Backbreaker Media, whether you hung out live with us. Make your presence known. Let's make this feel like a big deal. Make PJC keep underlining that.
That's right. He invested in a whiteboard. We have to make it work.
I didn't invest in shit. This was a Christmas present.
I love that it's a Melissa and Doug whiteboard too. Like it's
Oh, it is too. All right. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. Thank you everybody that tuned in. This was quite fun. Not having to talk about shitty current wrestling. We got to talk about 2020 shitty wrestling.
Yeah, right. Like maybe we can start having a little bit more themed. I've got some content ideas for the new year that I'm sure you'll all hate, and I'll force on you anyway.
So what are anybody want to plug the goings on for the week? TY, Blake, anything going on in the next 7 days?
No.
Ah, good. Thank you.
That's it for me.
Just a flat no.
Good job, TY.
TY does nothing except appear on this podcast.
Absolutely
That is
nothing. I am a
that's it.
complete waste of space, but that's
Blake,
that's
you
why I'm
got to
here.
be
Welcome to my
nearing
world.
the end of your Pokemon journey, right?
Yes, I am. I think I might finish that tomorrow on my Twitch channel, The Blake Cannon. I still
Nobody
strongly
watches that shit.
strongly dislike you all. However, I do thank you for tuning into this episode of the Dad Bod Squad Pod. And while you're still listening to this awful piece of shit production, I thank you.
Damn it.
I still hate you.
That was weird. That was like the most backhanded. That being said, Blake, can you just start doing ASMR of insulting people? Like it's just like this like dulcet, like melodic tone behind you, and it's just you slinging insults at people.
So
Yeah,
and,
like,
and also
I
Blake,
find you all to be more repulsive than ketchup chips.
yeah, can you talk about ketchup chips again for 2 seconds here?
Yeah,
All right, and that is
ketchup
the end
chip-
of the podcast, everybody. I don't want to hear Blake talk about ketchup chips because then he'll go on, and you blocked him.
Ketchup chips are an abomination.
There we go. I had to do that for you, Jupiter Vision. Got to mute Blake there.
And that's the end of
Poppin'
the podcast,
Jupiter!
everybody. Thank you.
Poppin'
You muted
Jupiter!
Blake Cannon.
Muting Blake.
All
Blake
right, thanks
muted at the
everybody
end.
for tuning in. Have a
And
great
Blake is
night,
currently
everybody.
muted and
As
he will not
always,
be
we
speaking
shall
again.
see you next week.